life is your opinion and music.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, I mean, I don't really know where to go from that.
So, what do you, when you're talking with us, do you ever go out of your body and you're somewhere else, or are you still here?
It's very possible that while I'm speaking, I'm going to other places. Like, as I'm speaking right now, I could just be thinking of home, and I could picture my room or something like that. But you might kind of sum that up to, oh, well, you're just thinking about it. But at the same time, I could very much be there right now, and I could just, I could sit on my couch and say, my brother just walked in my room, which he probably just did, because I didn't just make that up in my head, I just thought of it.
Mm-hmm.
So he probably just did, literally right this second, as I said that.
Okay. Have you witnessed other people besides your friend that were on shrooms and they had different experiences than you?
Like my one friend Mark, I gave him mushrooms, and he was quite dissociated by it. He was very worried about having his phone on him because he didn't want to accidentally text somebody or call somebody. And I can't understand where worriment like that comes from, just because I find it such a normality and a comforting feeling that, I can I drove an hour and a half here on 10 grams of mushrooms, so, obviously I don't have a fucking problem with it. But some, they just get so, I don't know, enthralled by these emotions. I mean, it's very easy to get caught up. Well, I'm sorry?
Not escape, but get lost.
Yeah, it's hard to stay in a moment, I guess. It's actually harder to stay in a moment on dimethyltryptamine. When you smoke DMT, that's incredibly hard to stay in a moment because it's an intense feeling of no. Like, it's so much more intense than taking high doses of mushrooms because it's something that happens so quickly in the sense of about 20 minutes.
And how long does that last for?
DMT? 20 minutes.
20
About
and then you're done?
Yeah, you'll fall out of it. Well, not fall, but you'll slowly.
But did the 20 minutes feel like forever?
It feels like quite a long time. It's not like you're like, oh, this feels like hours. But I mean, you're understanding that it's a short amount of time, but it definitely, the time kind of walks away from you because you understand that it's not real, and you won't notice how short of a time it's been until you look at the clock.
Okay.
And DMT, I mean, that's probably even more significant than, I don't want to say it's more significant than psilocybin, because it is more chemically bound, obviously. To get it in a powdered form to smoke it, you needed some kind of chemical solvent to do that. It's a lot more intense, and it's pretty funny because I've coined this feeling, the fetus effect, and as you inhale, you might want to write this down. When you smoke it and you take it in, you're supposed to take about 3 rips of a bowl. But this happened to me on 1, so I probably did a great amount of it. But on the smoking of it, you inhale and you hold it in for as long as you can until you cannot hold it in anymore. And on the exhale, this immediate buzzing comes over your body, and not a sound, but it's like a vibration. And it's hard to tell whether this vibration comes from your feet or the tip of your head, because it's possibly something that is excreting from the midst of you, Should I slow down?
Okay, that immediate buzzing sound.
And it's hard to come about whether this comes from the tips of your toes or the crown of your head. Hey, I'm an LBI, I'm unavailable. But besides that, the fetus effect, I had a good determination of what this was because I had glasses on. I had these glasses on. And on the exhale, you feel as though you're this large.
Okay.
You feel the size of a peanut. And it's almost as if you grow into this reality. That is almost the physical or not physical, I'm sorry, the metaphysical feeling of rebirth. And it was funny because I don't remember personally saying it, but my friends who were around me, the first words that came out of my mouth is, I've been here before. And that's where I understood that this is something that you've been in so many times, and that you can always keep going back to.
Okay.
And to go back to your
Place?
question about these, prolific geometric shapes and whatnot, that was the first time I had experienced that. On the first dimethyltryptamine experience, because that's when everything becomes really fucking profound and just out of this world. Everything, you see the synchronization of everything. You see how tree limbs melt into the sky, and how clouds are nothing more than this amalgamation of water and heat. And it's incredible. Like, for example, when I had done it, we were on this white gravel, and I looked down at this gravel, and I immediately saw these pentagons. This honeycomb kind of makeup. And I don't know why that is. Maybe it's possible that you see these shapes because you know them so well throughout your childhood, in the sense that, for example, when you're a kid, you're playing with shaped blocks, and you always have this box of putting these correctly shaped blocks into the correct hole. It's just something that, and to go back to that, it's a conditioning that you're given, and it's very fucking sad. You know what I mean? Because it's almost like you need to relate to these shapes, because these shapes control. Like, for example, in the occult and the esoteric, the triangle, like the pyramid, is used as a very powerful symbol, because it is possibly the strongest of all symbols. And that's, for example, why a house's roof is peaked like that, because of the way that it distributes weight. It just all has to do with nature in itself. Like, shapes themselves are nothing more than a physical representation of an undocumented molecular reality.
Okay.
I hope you can give me everything you're writing that I'm saying, because this would be great to have.
Yeah, I'll give it to you, and I'll send the recordings to you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Let me just stop this a minute.